Everybody, this is Alan Fine. I'm here with David Herrera, the president of Norwegian Cruise Line. We were just on Norwegian Aqua, and it was a big deal. We showed you a bunch of videos. We're going to show you more. We're going to get his point of view on the whole thing and maybe a little overview on the company here on Insider Travel Report. David, this is great. Thank you for talking to us.
Alan, great to see you again. Always look forward to it. I really appreciate the opportunity to chat.
Now, we talked to John Chinersky about sales. We talked to Mark Kansley about operations. We can touch on all that, but you're the man. You've got the final word. We're going to talk about Aqua from your point of view. First of all, what does Aqua mean to NCL?
First of all, that whole final word thing, can we get that on recording, send it to my wife and my kids so that we can finally put that to bed? Who the
Yeah,
final word is? That would be great.
yeah. Not at home, only here.
Look, the Aqua is the next natural evolution of the Prima class. Prima and her sister, her twin Viva, it was a true elevation of the NCL product. Beautiful, beautiful hardware. A little bit smaller. Not the first time we do that. We did the same thing with Breakaway, where with Breakaway and Getaway, a little bit smaller, and then beginning with Escape, we did the
It's always
Breakaway
the
Plus.
third one that gets the benefit of the first two. It's like the youngest child.
You should put that on recording too for my kid, for my number three guy. Um, First of all, if you're gonna, you should build things in pairs. Just financially speaking, from architectural plans, purchasing power. So it's rare that, and we haven't done it. It's rare that you do one and then a different one and then a different one. So just purely from economies of scale, you do pairs. In fact, of the six Prima class, Prima and Viva are twins. Aqua and Luna are twins. And I am this close to breaking news and giving you the names of five and six, but I've been told that I'm not allowed. Five and six are going to be a little bit bigger than Aqua and Luna. But
Okay.
Aqua is it's you got the same essence of what is the Prima class. It's an elevated experience, but it just feels bigger. It's 10% bigger, but Alan, it's 10% bigger in the places where you would notice the most. In the top deck, in the atrium, in the game zone, in the activities that are in and around the bars and restaurants, specifically on deck 6, 7, and 8. And because, and this is a big one, because we removed the racetrack, and we've had a racetrack on the last five NCL ships, and we now have the world's first Aqua slide coaster. And it's a great experience, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, but it also freed up a lot of space to add the pickleball court, to add the glow court, which is super awesome, to expand tea time. There's so much to do on Aqua. When we talk about more and experience more at sea and giving our guests more, Aqua is a platform that allows us to provide much more than Prima and Viva simply because of the size. And as you said, the learnings from Prima and Viva, we've been able to transfer those onto Aqua.
Well, as you spoke about them, I'm showing them. I'm showing all of those things. I mean, that basketball court is like you're in a computer. The walls change. You could be playing basketball anywhere in the world. I thought it was brilliant that you stopped the automobile upkeep for a simple. It's because cars break down, but this thing's never going to break down. And it's as fun as a roller coaster, but you're in the Caribbean. It's hot, and you want to get on a really great slide. So I thought that was really smart.
It's the team, the innovation team here at Norwegian is always thinking of the next best thing. And when they first introduced this concept, we thought it sounded cool. When you physically get on and that first part where you get shot up and you're going 30 miles an hour, and it is a legit ride. It only lasts a couple of seconds, but for those of us who ever jumped out of a plane, if you're really into off-road, mountain biking or anything, that little bit of a thrill that you have, it is fantastic. And then when you finally get into the slide, like you said, man, that water cools you down. You have survived the shot up, so now your life is back in control again. so you can ease your way around the ship. You
And
go up, you
and
go over, you do the loop. It's awesome.
and you can see every so often you can see out.
Yeah, I remember the first time that we did that. I think it was on Escape, maybe the first time that we had a clear opening, and I remember thinking, "Wow, that's super cool." It never gets old. It really, really never gets old. 10 years on, go on that same slide because you're not expecting it, and that's what's cool about it.
Now, from your position as Prez, let's talk about Great Stirrup Cay and what you got planned for the summer and maybe into the winter.
So we announced some pretty awesome changes. Great Stirrup Cay is a fantastic destination. It's actually one of our highest rated destinations today. Our guests love GSC, and they're about to love it a little bit more because along with a pier, finally, so that we don't miss GSC anymore, there's going to be a beautiful welcome center. You're going to get on a brand new tram, so you don't have to walk too far if you don't want to, even though I think a lot of our guests are going to choose to walk because it's a beautiful walk. You're going to go to this pool, this massive 28,000 square foot pool. It is just two different Olympic sized pools. We've got kids areas, we have an adult area, we have swim up bars, we're going to have live music. That's just going to be fantastic. And just next to that, we have a splash area for the younger kids. And for the parents of those younger kids, we have a bar right next to the splash area. And if you don't want to do that, if you don't have kids and you want to have an adult experience, adults only experience, we're transferring that same vibe experience that we have on the ships, incredibly popular. We're providing a vibe on GSC. In the same way, we're taking Horizon Park, which is a different experience altogether. Just think of a nice, calm, chill place to relax, have a picnic under shade. We're bringing Horizon Park. We're adding an awesome place to take a nap. It's going to be a hammocks area, tiki hammock area. After all that excitement that you did, maybe you drank a little too much, that vibe, and you're going to hang out with hammocks. And there's more to come, and I'm excited because in a couple of months we'll be making some additional big announcements about additional amenities that we're bringing to GSC.
So right now, it's a lot of travel seems to be in a wait and see mode because of political stuff. What does NCL see as the future right now?
No, Alan, it's a great question. It's a timely question. The cruise industry is incredibly resilient,
Yeah.
right? There are highs and lows, but the reality is people appreciate the value that cruising is. So when you look at some challenging times in the economy, that's when people really start looking to make sure they get the bang for their buck. So I would tell you that we're always mindful of what's happening in the economy because it impacts the entire industry, it impacts our guests, impacts everybody. But we are not overtly concerned of what happens because during times like these, this is when our guests appreciate and value what that value proposition is in the cruising industry, especially at Norwegian Cruise Line with more at sea.
And I'll tell you, I had as many eggs as I wanted at breakfast. So, so it's
You
one
know,
way to, because the all-inclusive nature is just so great.
yeah, and it's one of those, people it's almost taken for granted, right? How the delivery of the product, and that's you spoke to Mark Kansley from my team. He's responsible for vessel operations for Norwegian Cruise Line. They do an amazing job, whether it's cleaning the cabin, providing the food, the wait staff at the bars, the entertainment. It's just regardless of what's happening in the real world, whether it's tariffs or the economy or whatever it is, it's always a great time on Norwegian Cruise Line ships.
Yeah, I mean, you have your own supply. You're traveling the world. You can get what you need.
We can, that's one of the benefits of being a global cruise line. As one of my mentors used to say, that's why these ships have rudders. They can move around and go places. So we are very fortunate in that regard. Than say a land-based vacation that you have a hotel, that hotel stays there. We have the benefit of being able to provide our guests a global experience.
I know for a fact I was on an NCL cruise, huge hurricane problem. We just went somewhere else. You didn't have to
It
worry about
was,
it. Yeah.
it was, and that was a decision that the safety of our guests and crew is number one priority. that trip from Southampton to Boston, yeah, if we would have forced it, we could have made it into Boston, but that wouldn't have been the right thing to do. So we had that voyage ended up in New York. It was the right thing to do for our guests, and we'll make that decision 10 out of 10 times.
Listen, your entertainment is still great. What's your favorite?
So I'll tell you what my favorite is, but I'm going to tell you how I got there first. Everything we do is based in research. We listen to our partners and we listen to our guests. And the reality is, our guests don't want to sit through a 2 hour show. They don't want to overthink what's happening on the plot line. They want something visual, something that they can enjoy. And that's what we did as we create our new shows. And yes, I got to tell you, my favorite show right now is our newest show. It's Revolution by Prince. It is awesome. We've got, without spoiling it too much, we have multiple people singing, multiple dancers. Prince is one of those rare artists that every generation knows the words to all of his songs. Like it's amazing. My kids, obviously they're my kids, so they've been listening to Prince since they were young. I'm a Prince fan. They know every song. They get the vibe. There's a story board behind them, and that energy and that enthusiasm in the theater that's custom built really for the show is custom built for the theater. It's fantastic. I was just on Aqua after the christening, my family and I, for spring break. We took a 5-day cruise, and I got to see all 3 shows. Rumors, which used to be at Sid Norman's, the Fleetwood Mac Rumors album, awesome. The 4 singers are amazing, and you get the backstory of what was happening. It's a very cool story. And then Rumors, excuse me, the Elements, the updated Elements. Elements has been a cornerstone for us for a long time, one of our highest rated shows. I can't believe what we did. I can't believe it got better. It is one of those shows where you walk out saying, you know what? I feel like I just saw something elegant. I saw something extravagant. When you put those 3 together, back to back to back, that's a heck of a lineup, man. That's a 27 Yankees, baby.
We're going out to 128,000 travel advisors. How should they sell this? And what's your final word to them?
One of the things that I love, and John Chernesky, and I'm going to give him all the credit for this, his goal is to make Norwegian Cruise Line the easiest cruise line to do business with. And that doesn't mean we're always going to say yes, because it would be disingenuous if I told our travel partners, our highly valued travel partners, the answer is always going to be yes. It might not always be yes, but I'll tell you what, we're going to go out of our way to be the best partner that we can, to give decisions quickly, to give justifications for those decisions, and to make sure that we work. We're not there yet, man. And it's okay, because the goal is to wake up every day and get a little bit better and work towards your goal. And our goal at Norwegian Cruise Line is to be the easiest cruise line to do business with. We value our partners, and we want them to know that.
Okay, so David, so to wrap it up, travel advisors who want to get more information, get involved, what website should they go to?
We have so many websites, so many different resources. I'm just going to rattle them off. But because I don't have a great memory, Andrea, can you please remind me the names of the places where our travel partners are supposed to go to get more information and more CTA about Norwegian Cruise Line, please?
Yes, they can always go to their business development managers, their marketing headquarters, and Partners First Facebook.
Wow, 3 different things. That's awesome. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Andrea. And thank you, David. Thank you very much. Thank you for hosting me, letting me to experience the ship, and thank you for talking to us about it.
Thank you. I always enjoy it. It's always fun, and I look forward to doing it again.
Oh, great. And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.